What is up, guys? As you remember, I'm Coach Michelle, and last time we talked about training preparation before hopping into your training plan. Today we're going to focus on how to make that training plan tenfold. What's that, 10 times better? Optimize that training plan. Let's dive into the video. All right, can't believe we're already here. Section 2, optimizing your training. All right, so you got this training plan. Let's say it's 12 weeks. You're building up your mileage, but how do you do that safely? Because it's all about being safe with running. You probably heard about this one. A good rule of thumb is the 10% rule, with some exceptions, but hear me out. It's typically safe to increase your weekly mileage by 10% from over the last week. Periodically though, throughout your training, you should also have recovery weeks that help you recover so you're not always building up your mileage. Your body's gonna be tired, you're training, you're tired. So increasing your mileage slowly, safely, with some recovery in there, you should be good. This also includes increasing the distance of your long run, which you should have weekly. Typically people like to have it on Saturday, Sunday, but having one day where you have that longer run. Long runs are typically classified as 90 minutes or longer. You might start a little bit shorter though as you're building up, but planning each week to increase that long run with some weeks kind of dialing it back for recovery. This prepares your muscles, bones, and joints for the pounding necessary to handle 13.1 miles. People going into a half marathon with no training are the people that are gonna get injured, or you're gonna see them out of commission for weeks following the race. And you don't wanna be that person. You wanna come to the race ready to go, feeling good, happy, excited. Optimizing your training, part 2, clothing. Similar as you would with fuel, which we'll get into shortly, you're gonna wanna optimize your clothing. Everything you do in training, you should test to make sure it works well. Make sense? Duh. Some clothing you'll notice when you run in it, you start to chafe, which maybe you chafe in that spot all the time, that's fine. Get a chafe balm, spread it wherever you find yourself chafing. Usually good to go. This kind of goes into if it's gonna be a hot race, you gotta practice wearing those shorts ahead of time. Practice wearing those long pants. Practice like taking off a long sleeve shirt after a couple miles, dropping it somewhere. We all like a good brand new pair of shoes, am I right? But you're not gonna wanna go to the race with a brand new pair of shoes. It's how blisters happen. So make sure if you know that you're gonna need a new pair of shoes come race day, that you get a new pair of shoes maybe a month or so early, and you can alternate between your old shoes and new shoes. So the new shoes, ready to go, broken in, and you can wear them for the race. Speaking of horror stories, I did an out-of-town race. Forgot my socks. All socks. Like, what was I gonna wear with my shoes? I had to go to the store the night before the race. Bought a new pair of socks. Didn't even know what the brand was. Wore them to the race. Feet kind of started feeling weird. Kind of hurt at the end. Took off my shoes. Blood blisters everywhere. Test things ahead of time. Training prep. 3, sleeping, which may seem super obvious, but it's always a good reminder. Make sure you're getting your optimal sleep during training, 8 to 10 hours. Let's go. If you can, get it in. Naps too are great if you have the time. Maybe take a nap in your car during lunch break. This is because you're gonna wanna hit your goals during training. So maybe you have a really hard workout on the books. That sleep is gonna help you recover to make sure you can hit that workout goal. And if you're not sleeping well and you're not hitting your workout goals, it's gonna be hard to hit that race goal. Good sleep the day before the race is very important, but let's say you don't get it, and I've been there 100 times, the race nerds are kicking in, you don't want to sleep, you're up, you're like, is my playlist good? Can I even run my goal pace? All those anxiety-filled thoughts we have before a race. A lot of people say that your sleep the day before the night of the race is more important than the night before the race. The night before the night of the race. It makes sense, just think about it. Optimizing training. 4, don't forget to taper. I can't even tell you the amount of times I've heard of people making up miles the week or 2 before the race. What does that even mean? If you're trying to make up all the long runs that you just forgot to do in your training and you're doing a 13-mile 2 days before the race, I don't know what to tell you. Actually, I do. It's a terrible idea. It's important to have 2 to 3 weeks before the race where you're tapering your miles, you're dialing back, you're getting your body ready to run your best 13.1 miles. There's 100 things to think about when you're optimizing your training, but these are just a few important ones to keep in mind. All right, in the next video, you are going to learn how to eat and run at the same time, best tips for staying hydrated, and what to eat the morning and the night before your race. Check out the link in the description below to join a run with Charge. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to see more videos like this. Leave a comment below if you have any tips that you just swear by. And until next time, charge on.